Assalamu alaikum friends. I hope you all are doing well. I have uploaded a lecture about Pakistani English poetry, and today I would like to discuss something about a great poet of Pakistani English poetry, Taufiq Rafat. Taufiq Rafat was born in 1927 in Sialkot, where his family had its ancestral home. His father, Khwaja Ghulam Muhammad Hazir, was a trans-India supply contractor for the British India Army during the Second World War, and then he moved to Dehradun. At partition in 1947, Sialkot became a part of Pakistan, and the family returned to Sialkot then. Taufiq Rafat was educated in the English colonial system at Dehradun, Aligarh and Lahore. He graduated from the Haley College of Commerce, Lahore, and became a company executive. Taufiq Rafat married into the same community of Kashmiris in Sialkot to which he belonged. His wife, Rehana Rafat, became a social worker and women's rights activist. Taufiq Rafat was a Pakistani author and poet. His works influenced other Pakistani poets, and he is credited with the introduction of the concept of a Pakistani idiom in English literature. It was his great work. The Pakistani idiom was his great work in English literature. He conducted poetry workshops which influenced many younger poets. After surviving a stroke in 1948, he did not take to write until his death after 14 years in 1998 in Lahore at the age of 71. Okay, so there are some works he has done in his life, and the first one is as he was a pioneer of Pakistani idiom. Writing from post-independent period to the early 19th, Taufiq Rafat considered as the pioneer of Pakistani poetry. He was known to be the pioneer of Pakistani idiom in English language, as he used English language to express emotions and sensibility rooted in the local context of Pakistan. The practice of employing Pakistani idiom is evident in his first collection of poetry, Arrival of Monsoon. Rafat has innovatively used English language to communicate the dynamic fabric of Pakistani culture. Rafat's poetry creates an atmosphere of romantic ideals that have original Pakistani sensibility. And the other one work is as a paradigm shift of his poetry. Like Pakistani poetry written in English was considered as a weak version of British style of writing. It was considered a British style of writing. Then what Taufiq Rafat has done, his themes and concepts considered to be borrowed from British poetry, like Pakistani themes and concepts considered to be borrowed from British poetry. Until Taufiq Rafat's first collection of poetry, it was considered that Pakistani English poetry promoted British sensibility. But Taufiq Rafat's first collection of poetry, Arrival of Monsoon, highlighted a paradigm shift that this collection of poetry clearly distinguished the Pakistani sensibility from British sensibility. In doing so, he established a personalized set of romantic ideals. So the other one work is his that he the romantic ideas established who was done by him, and he established romantic ideas in Pakistani English poetry. So There are themes of his poetry, and the first one theme is description of nature. He described nature in his poetry. Nature in Britain poetry is limited to fixed, particularly green scenery. On the other hand, country of various seasons and landscapes blessed Rafa's poetry with variety. So the second one theme is man and nature. And as British poetry describes how men going back to nature to find solace and peace. On the other hand, Rafat skillfully made use of Pakistan's natural beauty to depict that man is dominantly surrounded by nature. The man in Rafat's poetry is not deprived of nature as nature is there around him. The third one theme is the theme of war, and war for the British poetry has always been a sign of heroism and knighthood. British poetry has a celebration of material heroism. On the other hand, war in Taufiq Rafat poetry is as intricately woven area. It is a part of everyday life and affects the day-to-day matters of man. There are a number of poems dedicated to the theme of war in Rafat's collection of poetry, like The Medal, The Village, and Sialkot. And in these poems, he reflected war effects, the daily life even after the war situation. So he depicted a war situation in the poems The Medal, The Village, and his poem Sialkot he has written. So like in the medal, where a dead soldier's family is rewarded with a medal, which is just another piece of bronze. After the initial tributes and congratulations, the medal is now just lying in its box. So he has described all these things there in his poem, The Medal. So in short, we can say that Taufiq Rafa distinguished the Pakistani sensibility from British sensibility, and he proved through his poetry that themes and concepts of Pakistani poetry is completely Pakistani in nature and not inspired by British poetry. So we can say that romantic ideas established by Rafat, and he served as the foundation of Pakistan's first original and personalized expression in English. So he distinguished the poetry of Pakistan